Hello friends, in this video I will be covering the chapter Limited Liability Partnership, chapter 5 in the paper Setting up of Business Entities and Closure in CS Executive New Syllabus. Here are the contents that we will be discussing today. Business model, nature and characteristics of Limited Liability Partnership, advantages and disadvantages of LLP. Next to that, how to incorporate an limited liability partnership. Then what is LLP agreement and what are all the important clauses that should be included in the LLP agreement. Then the procedure of making alteration in LLP agreement and what are all the forms to be filed while making the alteration. And at last, the annual compliances that should be followed by the limited liability partnership. Come, let's get into the video. Business model, nature and characteristics of LLP. LLP is a corporate business vehicle combining the vital aspects of partnership firm and the advantages of limited liability company. LLP is a hybrid of a company and a partnership. The LLP is a separate legal entity which can continue its existence irrespective of changes in its partners. LLP enables the professional expertise and entrepreneurial initiative to combine and operate in flexible, innovative, and efficient manner, providing the benefits of limited liability while allowing its member the flexibility of organizing their internal structure as a partnership. LLP arrives the benefits of both the company and the partnership. Some of the benefits of company are the limited liability, perpetual succession, and separate legal entity. Benefits of a partnership firm is the flexibility of internal structure and low cost compliances. So the elements of both corporate structure as well as the partnership firm is combined in the LLP form of business. So LLP is the hybrid of firm and company. So this is how I explained here. So the LLP is a body corporate and it is separate from its partners. They are the perpetual succession. The change in the partners will not affects the existence of the LLP and the rights and liabilities of the LLPs as per the LLP agreement. And the Indian Partnership Act 1932 is not applicable to LLPs. LLPs are governed by the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. So the minimum number of partners to form an LLP is 2. And the LLP is also viewed as an alternate corporate business vehicle. So it carries the benefits of both the company and partnership. Limited liability is one of the benefit of company and flexible internal structure is one of the benefit of partnership. So this is the business model of limited liability partnership. LLP is suitable for small enterprises and service sector enterprises which requires minimum amount of capital. Some of the advantages of LLP are easy to form. Comparing to the process of incorporating a company, forming an LLP is an easy process. It is less complicated and the time consuming is very less. Limited liability. The partners of the LLP is having a limited liability, which means the partners are not forced to attribute their personal assets in case of any trouble. Perpetual succession. The life of the LLP is not affected by the death, retirement, or insolvency of the partners. The LLP will get owned up only as per the provisions of LLP Act. Management. An LLP has the partners who own and manage the business, but in case of the company, the real owners are the shareholders, but the company is managed by the board of directors. Easy transferability. There is no restrictions upon joining and leaving the LLP. It is easy to admit as a partner and to leave the firm, and it is also easy to transfer the ownership of shares to others. Taxation. The distributed profits in the hands of partners is not taxable, and for the income tax purpose, LLP is treated on par with the partnership firms. Flexible agreement. The LLP agreement is free to draft by the partners itself, and also in case of any modification or alteration needed in the near future, they can make the alterations, and so the LLP agreement is flexible. Fewer compliances. The company has a lot of compliances to fulfill, but in case of an LLP, it is much easier and cheaper to run than the company, as there are very few compliances every year. Easy to wind up. Not only it is easy to start, but it is also easy to wind up an LLP as compared to the company. These are some of the advantages of limited liability partnership. Even though the LLP has many advantages, it also has some drawbacks. Public disclosure. LLP is under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. LLP must file its annual returns, financial statement, and other documents with ROC annually. Once the document is filed with the ROC, it becomes the public document and can be inspected by the general public, including the competitors, by paying some minimum fees. This makes the LLP and competitively disadvantaged. Right of partners. An LLP can be structured in such a way that one partner has more rights than another. So it is not as per one vote per share system. Sometimes the partner who has the less share in the LLP has to compromise with the partner who had higher share in the LLP. FTI not allowed. For example, if a person of foreign national or the resident a non-resident individual is willing to start an LLP in India, he should have at least one Indian resident to act as the designated partner in the LLP. Further, the FTI in LLP is allowed only through the government route. Next is the offences and penalties. One has to pay the fine or penalty for every default. Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008 provides that penalty and fine for the non-compliances on procedural matters. Restricted access to capital markets. LLPs are small form of business and cannot get its shares listed in any stock exchange through initial public offer or for the follow-on public offer. With this restriction, LLP may find it difficult to attract the outside investors to buy the shares. Next is the procedure of incorporation. The first step is to obtain the digital signature certificate or DIN, Director Identification Number or Designated Partner Identification Number. Next, you have to go for the LLP portal and search for the e-form, Form 1 or RUN LLP, that is Reserve Unique Name LLP, for checking the name availability. Once the name got approved, then within 60 days, you have to file the Form 2, that is Incorporation Document and Statement. Along with the Form 2, you have to attach the proof of address of Registered Office of LLP and the subscriber sheet and the consent of all partners, all those things. If the ROC is satisfied with the Form 2, he will issue the Form 16, that is the Certificate for Incorporation, within 14 days of filing the Form 2. Next step is to file the Form 3 and Form 4. Form 3 it is for LLP agreement and Form 4 it is for appointment and alteration of partners or designated partners, etc. This Form 3 and Form 4 can be simultaneously filed with the Form 2 or within 30 days from the date of incorporation certificate. Next is the LLP agreement. LLP agreement defines the roles, responsibilities, rights and powers of the partners to LLP. It creates the foundation for the smooth running of LLP. LLP agreement clarifies the managerial, operational, and administrative responsibilities of the partners. LLP agreement should be drafted and printed on a stamp paper of the requisite value. The value depends upon the state of registration and also depends upon the amount of contribution. All partners should sign the agreement at the bottom of all pages. Two witnesses should sign the agreement at the end of the document. Each partner should provide a copy of the agreement. Here are some of the essential clauses that should be included in the LLP agreement. Name of the LLP, the name under which the LLP is going to be carried on. Next is the designated partners. LLP agreement shall clearly mention the name, age, and address of each designated partners. Registered office of LLP. LLP agreement shall state the partnership business shall be carried on at under mentioned address, which shall also be its registered office. The business shall also be carried from such other places as may be mutually desired by the partners from time to time. Business of the LLP. This clause should mention the nature of the business and the activities that are incidental and ancillary for the business of LLP. Capital contribution. The total contribution of the LLP and the contribution by each partners along with the percentage of contribution to be mentioned in this class. Profit sharing ratio. The ratio in which the profits and losses of the business will be shared among the partners. Next is the rights and duties of the designated partners and partners. The LLP agreement must specify the various rights and duties of the designated partners as may be mutually agreed by them. In the absence of such separate agreement between the partners about such rights and duties, the provisions of Schedule 1 of the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008 will apply. Admission, retirement, resignation, and expulsion of partner. LLP agreement must include the provisions regarding the admission of new partners, retirement, and death of the partners, and also provide the guidelines for the expulsion of partners. Next is the remuneration and interest to be paid. The LLP agreement should contain the amount of remuneration to the designated partners for the services rendered by them, and also the rate of interest to be paid to the partners on their capital contribution. Next is the books of accounts and accounting year. The LLP agreement should contain the clause relating to the maintenance of books of accounts and other documents and the method of accounting and the details relating to the accounting year of the LLP. Next is meetings. LLP agreement should clearly mention the manner in which the decisions of LLP shall be taken and also provides how the meeting shall be recorded in the minutes and the place of maintenance of such minutes book, etc. Next is the indemnity. The clause of indemnity states the LLP must protect its partners from any kind of liability or claim incurred by them while carrying the business of LLP. The partners should also agree to indemnify the LLP for the loss caused by it due to the breach committed by them. Next is the dispute resolution. A well-drafted LLP agreement must always contain the provisions for resolving the disputes between the members. In the normal course, every LLP prefers for the arbitration as a mode of resolving disputes. Next is the term of LLP and winding up. The partners must specify the term of validity of such LLP agreement, whether it is a perpetual agreement or is valid for a fixed period. These are some of the essential clauses that should be included in the LLP agreement. For making the alteration of LLP agreement, two steps to be carried on. First step is to pass the resolution approving the revision in the LLP agreement. The second step is to file the Form 3 with registrar within 30 days of the amendment in the agreement. The documents to be attached with Form 3 includes the initial LLP agreement, supplementary or altered agreement, and the optional attachments if any. If the alteration of LLP agreements is due to the change in partner or designated partner, then Form 4 and Form 3 should be filed. Form 4 is for change in partners details and Form 3 for change in LLP agreement. Change in name. um, for some business reasons, or if the name of the LLP is considered undesirable or similar to the already existing LLP, the government can ask for the name change. So for the name change, the form number 5 should be filed. In case of shifting of registered office, then form number 15 should be filed. These things to be considered. If the shifting of registered office within the same state and the jurisdiction of same registrar, then the consent from the secured creditors is not required. Likewise, within same state from the jurisdiction of one registrar to another registrar, no consent is required from the secured creditors. But in case of change of registered office from one state to another state, then you should obtain the consent from the secured creditors. Next is the public notice. In first two cases, the public notice is not required. But in the third case, that is the change of register office from one state to another, then the 21 days prior notice should be given for the public. As I said, there are few annual compliances for LLP. First is the filing of annual return. The LLP crosses the turnover of more than 5 crore or capital of 50 lakh has to accompanied by the certificate from the practicing company secretary. The annual return should be filed in the form 11. Next is the filing of a statement of accounts or financial statement. The LLP crossing the turnover of 40 lakhs or capital of 25 lakhs has to get its accounts audited. Next, and the filing of statement of accounts should be in the form 8. For the income tax purpose, the LLP whose turnover exceeds 40 lakhs or capital contribution exceeds 25 lakhs are required to get the accounts audited as per the provisions of Income Tax Act. Maintenance of books of accounts is mandatory for all LLP irrespective of the annual turnover and the capital contribution limit. That is all for today's video. I try my best to cover all the concepts relating to LLP. I hope you find this video useful in your preparation, and by following this video you can complete one chapter in within 15 to 16 minutes. Thanks for watching and kindly do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon in order to get the regular notification of my videos. See you all in the next video. Thank you.